Hey, I'm Danielle, and today we're talking about how to be busy but not stressed. So if you've got a lot going on right now, you might relate to this, and it's easy to get caught up in everything that's going on. I've done it a million times before, but today what we're talking about is this idea of busy but not stressed. And I learned this from one of my managers where I was teaching yoga before, and I walked into her office one day and you could tell just by the papers on her desk and all the emails showing up on her screen that she had a lot going on. And I said, wow, you look really busy. And she said, busy but not stressed. And I found this really interesting, and it kind of brought this idea about that you have a choice. You may have a lot going on, but you're still choosing how to react to it, how to feel about it. And this really made a difference for me because I always have a lot going on, really by choice. I always, am multi-passionate and choose to involve myself in a lot of things. And we can decide I'm busy, but I am not stressed. So naturally, I am on the go today, and I wanted to share a few different ideas around this that I have implemented and have helped me to be okay when there's a lot going on in my life. So I definitely want to share that today. All right, so why all of a sudden am I taking this perspective when just a couple weeks ago, I was stressing? I mean, I made a video recently about burnout. I've had a lot going on. Why am I all of a sudden thinking all about this busy but not stressed mindset? Because I just got back from the beach. I was there for 5 days, and let me tell you, some sunrise beach walks can change a person. So before this trip, I don't remember the last time I took 5 full days off, didn't bring my computer, didn't think about work, well, did my best to. And sometimes a break can just really change your perspective, as you probably know. But for whatever reason, I feel like a Zen master coming back because even though I haven't really been consistent with meditating anytime recently or anything like that, there's something really meditative about just being in the moment. And coming back into a work environment where I have a ton of emails in my inbox, a lot to catch up on while I was gone, I kind of feel like there's this very specific metaphor of what I feel like now versus before. So I imagine, normal life, stressful life as a washing machine. And when you're feeling really stressed out, you're kind of in that washing machine. As things are happening in your life, you're being tossed around with all of those concerns and stressors. And for whatever reason, coming back, having sort of taken those meditative walks on the beach, I kind of feel like I'm outside of that washing machine. I'm watching things tossing around, I'm watching these situations happen. And coming back into work, there were a couple things that could make these next couple weeks really stressful. A lot of things that will make the workload a little bit heavier. Essentially, my team will be very short-staffed, and so obviously that means more work for everyone and potentially some conflict and just a lot of decision-making. And that's just the reality of it. But I have taken this perspective of watching that washing machine from outside, watching these things happen in life and just being okay, this is what's happening, and kind of being more accepting of it. And I don't actually think I'm a Zen master or anything, but it's just nice to see myself questioning some of these things. And I specifically think back to this what, so what, now what way of thinking. So something's happening, that's the what. Let's say I get a new project that's really grueling and stressful at work. So what? So I'm gonna just do the work and carry on. It might not be pleasant, but there's not really a specific need to stress. That doesn't make my life any better. Now what? Well, now I'm just gonna do the project and take it one step at a time. It's really this one foot in front of the other mentality. And I've noticed specific things that would normally make me go into a head spin and just freak out and think about all the possibilities and all the ways that this is gonna be terrible. I'm just not going there. I'm just watching these life events and just being okay, that's happening, and what are we gonna do about it? I'm gonna just do the thing and move on with my life. So being at the beach just helped me kind of take a step back from life and not feel like I'm being tossed around in the laundry, and I can just watch things happen, choose not to overreact, and get on with it. And that's what I'm attempting to do right now as things get a little crazy at work, but I'm just taking it one step at a time. So I just got into the car to drive to a different location for work, and there's one thing I haven't mentioned yet. So life might kind of suck for you right now. You might have a lot going on and you might be stressed. And depending on the severity of that, depending on if it's something major or you're just really busy, at the end of the day, if things are not going well for us, if we're just not having a good time, there's really only two things that we can do about it. Either we can think differently or we can do differently. You can think differently about it, take a new perspective, which is really what I was talking about earlier with being outside of the washing machine. Or you can do something differently, take different action, get a different job, handle things differently, manage your time differently. At the end of the day, those are really the only two choices we have, either to think differently about the situation and take a new perspective, or to do something differently and take different action steps. So clearly this think differently one is really huge for me right now, as I'm just making it a habit to not get caught up in the stress of a busy schedule. Oh my goodness. What a day. I'm back home now, and there's one more thing I just really want to say. I don't know what you're going through in life right now, whether it's really serious or there's just a bunch of things in your life that are just stressing you out, but at the end of the day, we tend to get weighed down by all these little small stressors in our life, things that keep our lives very jam-packed and busy. Maybe you're taking on a lot, maybe things just keep popping up, maybe you are attempting to build a side business and have a busy full-time job. I just really like to ask myself, is this gonna matter in 10 years? I think that puts things in perspective and starts to back up a little bit more. Asking yourself, is this gonna matter in 10 years is a place to start, but you could even ask, is this gonna matter in 10 months or even 10 days? I think a lot of the things that I was stressing about before this beach vacation were those things that weren't gonna matter in 10 days. And with whatever's happening right now, I think we've all got those little things that we're just letting them weigh us down a little bit too much. Frankly, I just realized that some of the stuff that was happening at work was not worth feeling crappy about. And if you want to feel good, if you want to feel at peace, if you want to feel like you're outside that washing machine, you have the choice to do that. So I encourage you to channel my old yoga manager who said, I'm busy, but not stressed. And I am going to try to keep this trend going for myself. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, definitely click like so I know what kinds of videos you want to see, what topics you want to see more of. And I hope that you subscribe so you get more videos about career development and personal growth in your feed. And I hope that you have a lovely day. Bye.